Just launched our new website. The forum is very much, well, we're trying to get it in full swing. Tony, our sort of search engine optimization guy, has got, if you put Truth Forum into Google now, I think we're like 3rd or 4th in the ranking, and we've only got about 10 posts on there, so he's really pushed that, and hopefully it'll get a lot busier. But get on there, get posted in, and you guys with the video, and post your links there as well. Get them up there. So yeah, without further ado, Mr. Lawrence Wright.
Thanks guys. Okay, well, my name's Lawrence. I'm an alternative health researcher. I used to be an estate agent and financial advisor, but I talked too much about chemtrails and all that went tits up along with the recession. I don't do doctors. I haven't been to a doctor for 5 years, other than to tell the doctors that they're prescribing toxic substances when they could be using natural remedies. And today, what I'm hoping to do is show you some remedies that really work, and they cost pennies. If you take some of this stuff away researching yourself, you'll keep yourself well for the rest of your life and probably extend your lifespan by 20 or 30 years. So just looking at the audience, is everybody here in, would you say you're all in pristine health? Does anybody in the audience take any medication for anything on a regular basis to keep themselves alive? Anybody? Has anybody been to the doctor in the last 12 months? For anything other than minor ailments? And you fully recovered now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got into oxygen therapies because James told me to. I do talks over at New Horizons in Blackpool, which is another truth group. He's put me onto this oxygen therapies, and I didn't know very much about it. And when I got into it, it was totally mind-blowing that this is the answer to virtually every aspect of health. If you introduce this into your lifestyle, you'll stay well. And if you're not well, you can get yourself well and stay well. So what we're going to be covering today is ozone. Ozone, hydrogen peroxide, miracle mineral solution or supplement, whatever you want to call it these days, MSN, say 3 letters but differently, DMSO, violet ray machines, and water. But before I do that, can I just get a couple of things out of the way? Does anybody in the room use a microwave, ever? Has anybody got a microwave at home? Yeah? Best thing you can do when you get home is get a sledgehammer, smash it to bits, put it in the bin. Because it destroys all the enzymes in your food, and your food's, it's pap. It's not going to do you any good. The enzymes in the food are needed. Food is information, your body can't read it. It's like putting a disc into a computer. Your body can't read it, it's pap. You know, use the oven, you know, try to eat raw food, or, you know, don't cook it too much. But if you've got a microwave, it's going to make you sick over time. Has anybody got any pans at home that have got black coatings, or things that they use in the oven that have got black coatings? Get rid of them, because they're fluoride based. So when you heat them up, you're going to be getting fluoride residue in the food. When they heat these up in a room with canaries will die.
What, Teflon?
Teflon. Anything to do with that, just go through your cupboards. Has anybody got any aluminium pans at home? If you have, check. If they're really light, chances are they're aluminium. You know if they're stainless steel, you can tell by the feel of it. Get rid of any aluminium you've got in the house. Anybody roast a turkey with aluminium foil or put foil around sandwiches? Don't. If it's anything that's acidic, you'll be leaching the aluminium and it's going to end up in your brain. And you'll start going gaga before your time. So, okay, oxygen therapies. Well, the guy behind this, a guy called Ed McCabe, this guy's actually been to prison for his beliefs on this. Some trumped up income tax charge or whatever. He got out after 12, 18 months. And he's got a best-selling book, and he hasn't even got a publisher. It's called Flood Your Body with Oxygen. Has anybody read that? He's also got a DVD, Flood Your Body with Oxygen. If you go to Andrew Johnson's website, which is
Check the
the evidence?
Check the evidence. It sells you the DVDs for 50 pence or less. It's a brilliant DVD, and it's well worth watching. Okay, so we'll start off with, I'd just like you all to stand up. You all stand up? Nice little cosy audience today. We could go probably a month, 6 weeks without eating any food. You could probably go 3 or 4 days without water in a bad way. But we can't go that long with oxygen. So I'd like you just all to take a deep breath, one nice deep breath, and then sit down when you feel any discomfort. You'll breathe in?
Do you want us to keep breathing?
No, just breathe in once, and then sit down when you feel discomfort. It's not a competition. Just sit down.
Yeah.
You really sing as long as they
You don't smoke.
I don't smoke.
Okay. So, you can go a long time without food, but without oxygen, you're shafted on. You're looking at, if you're really fit, you can probably hold your breath for a couple of minutes, and then that's it, it's curtains. And oxygen is essential for everything. Everything in your body revolves around oxygen, all the chemical changes in your blood, in your body tissues, it's oxygen. If you see fat people, they carry all this body fat. Yeah, but a lot of, maybe it's because they drink too much beer or drink too much wine, but a lot of people, it's their diets, and it's the toxins in the food that they eat, and the body doesn't know what to do with them, all these E numbers, all that sort of stuff, your monosodium glutamate, hormones that's in meat, all the antibiotics that's in meat, and all that sort of stuff. If you eat the animal, you're getting all the toxins. Your body doesn't know what to do with it, and it's stored in your body fat, and it's going to stay there until you get enough oxygen to get rid of it. So there are some people who are fat, carry quite a lot of body fat. They don't really eat too much, but the food that they're eating's got toxins in. So it's a good idea before you embark on anything is to treat your food, take toxins out, or buy it without toxins, and then you're on to a good start. So if you want to get pristine health, you need to look at where you are at the moment and remove all the toxins. And it's probably going to take you about 6 months. And to do that, you need to get lots of oxygen into your body. And I'd say as a good starting point, you need to clean out your large intestine. Has anybody done that recently? Anybody know how much shite is in the large intestine?
What was it, John Wayne, was it famously had 30 odd pounds of impacted?
There's several pounds of impacted shite in most people's large intestine. You can get these oxygen products. This one's called Colasan. I take this every 3 months or so. All you do is you mix it with water. This is magnesium. Oxides of magnesium. So you take a pint of water, heap teaspoonful, and mix it up, and then take a juice of a lemon. And then about an hour later, you're on the toilet, and it's violent. You need a toilet brush. There will be shite all around the bowl, not just around the bottom, everywhere. There'll be shite everywhere. And then half an hour later, you'll be going several times, and maybe even the next day. So you may want to do this 2 or 3 times. But if you can see, if your intestines were on the outside of your body, and you can see through like this glass jar, and you can see all this shite that was in your body, you'd do something about it, wouldn't you? But because you can't see it, out of sight, out of mind. But if you take this stuff, this costs about 20, 25 quid. It'll last you for years.
What's in it?
Oxides of magnesium. So you clean your intestines out, and then your body can absorb your nutrients far better.
What about electrolytes?
I won't worry too much about that. If you've got a healthy diet, you're going to get your salts and stuff like that. But give yourself a good clean out before you start on any sort of treatment. So if you're a car, you're cleaning out your carburetors, your tubes, and everything else. And you've got a good start. So whatever food and nutrients you've got in there, it's not going to have to go through all this impacted shite on your intestines. It's going to go through better. So ozone. Okay, ozone's sort of vilified by the media. You know, when they talk about smog, they talk about the ozone. The levels of ozone are higher. The ozone's there for a reason. It's trying to clear all the shine out of the way. But ozone of all the oxygen therapies is the most effective, and it can be very expensive depending on what you do. The best treatment you can have is if you go to Malaysia, okay, and it's the Ozone Hospital, and what they do there, they'll take all the blood out of your body over a period of days, out of one arm into the other. But while the bloods are out, it'll be ozonated, and all the debris, the proteins, the dead organisms, microbes, parasites, bacteria, viruses, all the bad stuff, all that's going to be filtered out. And so you'll start, most people's blood is quite dark, but the blood that goes back in is a bright cherry red. So if you've got cancer, for example, yeah, you've got all these bits of cancer in your blood, this will be a very good starting point, because you're going to totally purify your blood and put supercharged blood in that's bright cherry red back in your other arm. I mean, obviously it's expensive to get there, but I believe the treatment in terms of cost is a lot cheaper than conventional treatment. That gives you a good start. Most of the other ozone clinics, they do a treatment where they'll take so much ozone out of your body, so many mils, and they'll bubble ozone through it, and they'll put it back into your body. But the toxins that the ozone destroys is then be put back into you. And if you have ozone injected into your vein, or you do it through your backside or your vagina, it's going to kill toxins in your body. It's going to oxidize viruses and bacteria. But your body's then got to get rid of them through your excretory organs. So the one in Malaysia, if you've got the money, that would be the one to go for. So I'll just show you a little video, if we've got this working, of somebody who actually went there to do it. I'll need some sound.
Away the hospital to undergo life-threatening surgery. It's difficult not to be moved by these pictures. They were filmed 1 month ago, just before Huang's operation to cut out a 10-kilogram tumor on his face. The growth was one of many, which weigh around 23 kilograms in total. Doctors warned that the surgery could cost him his life, as he could bleed to death within minutes if anything went wrong. But Huang decided to go through the operation despite the risks. And his bravery has paid off. This is Huang today, 10 kilograms lighter. Despite his balance being affected by the operation, Dr. Niu Li Zhe says the surgery was successful.
We thought the removal of the tumour could release the burden on him and help with his walking. But after giving him a check, we found that he has lost his balance, so he needs a long time to adapt himself to a new way of balancing.
This is the one.
So, this is yours truly on a machine called SAFE. SAFE stands for Simple Access Fluid Extractor. We're doing a therapy considered or named aquapheresis. All of this is FDA approved. so there's no need to worry. What this does is it extracts fluid from your body. So Kristen's going to show you around what it looks like and how it works. This is yours truly on the machine. I'd like to folks want to see it. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Kristen, take it away.
Blood that's melting in that jar there. See all this foam? Foam. A little blood, it's getting brighter. Debris in the blood here.
Okay, so now we're back, and we first will show you all the video, or all the machine and all the process. So I want to tell you, this is absolutely painless, and also, well, there's a few things you can't do. You can't scratch your nose, and you can't pee. So you have to wait until the time's over. It's about 1 hour, 1.5 hours sometimes. And so you got to hold your green man, you got to hold your scratching too, but they'll be nice, they'll scratch and I don't know, they'll scratch and they'll
Okay, I've got some ozonated water here. Has anybody drunk ozonated water ever? Okay. Let's give you a taste, if you want some.
Where did they get the blood from that they put in your body?
The blood's already there anyway. The body makes it.
So they clean, no, I'm saying, so they clean out your blood and then put it back in you?
They clean out the blood. They clean the blood with ozone.
Yeah.
Okay, and the ozone kills all the parasites, the bacteria, viruses, and stuff like that. And it's filtered out, and then it's just totally pristine, pure blood that goes back in.
No, what's that cost?
I don't know, but it's
It's curious.
it's not. It's far cheaper than chemotherapy.
Maybe we should start a clinic here.
So this is. If you want to just taste what ozonated water, some people don't like the taste of it. It tastes quite peculiar. But if you drink this on a regular basis, it's a good starting point to keep yourself well. Got some more water to do the.
Some for the cameraman.
Anybody notice it tastes different to ordinary water? These machines cost peanuts. This one here cost me about 20 quid to buy. They're not expensive. 10 years ago, you could pay hundreds of pounds for some of these ozone machines.
Different taste of water. It's really different water.
Okay, so this guy doing the demo there.
You've got some on your right, you'd be it's weird. Make it easy.
You need to go for, if you want to go to Malaysia, if you had cancer, you went to Malaysia, you probably need to go there for at least a week. You go in each day and you do it and you go back in. And
I'd like to go just for...
you know, if I had the money, I'd do it tomorrow. I'd love to go and just to get the effects. Does anybody here eat meat? Do you all eat meat? And when you get the meat and you take it home, do you do anything with it before you cook it?
Bash it about me.
Yeah. But you're not worried about what the animal's at, because it's going to be in the residue of the meat. So if the animal's being given antibiotics, pesticides, hormones, whatever's fallen from the chemtrails in the sky, that's all going to be the residue of the meat. If you eat that,
I
the
don't
bad
like
stuff,
cook it every day.
the bad stuff's going to be trapped in your body.
Organic.
bad.
Now, I've done the test on organic and it's just as bad. So I've just brought a little tiny bit of bacon so you can see what's in that. We might have to wait a few minutes.
Oh, I cannot give synchronicity is happening. I cannot give up bacon.
You can.
Well, I don't eat any meats. I ozonate all my meat before I eat it, because once you've seen what's in it, you just couldn't eat it. So this is only a tiny amount of bacon, about 2 ounces of bacon. I'm just going to put it in some water and ozonate it, and then you'll see the toxins coming off the bacon. You know when you cook bacon, it makes a whole mess in the pan.
Yeah.
So we'll just drop some bacon in there.
You've got nitrates in it already, haven't you, from the process?
Yeah. I've done the test there with chicken, pork, lamb, beef, organic, the works. And the toxins are coming off all of it. So we'll just turn that on. It'll take a minute or two. And then you should see.
You say those machines are like about 20 quid-ish.
These to ozonate, you can use these to ozonate your food.
So what is happening? Can you explain what's happening?
The ozone, once it builds up to a certain concentration, it will oxidise the toxins in the meat, and they will come to the surface as a foam. So you just...
So is ozone...
You get foam in the pan for bacon, don't you?
It's what, sorry?
What is ozone then?
Ozone's O3.
Oh, okay, right. So it's just
So you've got your normal oxygen, okay, which is lighter than air. So oxygen rises up through the atmosphere to a great altitude, and then the sunlight, the ultraviolet light strikes it, and it splits the O2s into O1s. So you've got all these free O1s going together, and then they bind together, so you get O3, O4, even O22, and all that sort of stuff. But then it's heavier, so then the ozone comes down, okay, and it mixes with the rainwater, and forms dilute hydrogen peroxide, which then goes down towards your plants. So if you feed plants with rainwater, they'll grow far better than with tap water, because it's the hydrogen peroxide. So what you just drank wasn't ozonated, well, it was ozonated, but it was a dilute hydrogen peroxide, because that's what it forms. Free oxygen from the ozone is binding with the water to form H2O2. That's all. That's what it does. So after a while.
No, I don't understand that now, because if you have H3, how can you
No,
get
not H3.
O3?
Yeah.
How do you get H2? Where does the extra hydrogen?
No, water's H2O. Water's H2O.
Okay,
Yeah. So you get another atom of oxygen into that, it becomes H2O2, which is hydrogen peroxide. That's why, you feed your grass, your plants, with rainwater, it's going to grow far better. If you actually put higher concentrations of hydrogen peroxide on tomatoes and things like that, they'll grow massive. The fruit will be so much better, and obviously when you eat it, it's better for you because you grow your grass, you grow your tomatoes, you grow your cucumbers, whatever, you get healthier food. So you can use, if you take a bath in hydrogen peroxide, you can take that out into the garden, water your plants with it.
But you can buy hydrogen peroxide, can't you?
You can buy it, yeah. I'll come to that. I've got a section on hydrogen peroxide. I'm just going to let this bubble away for a little while. It takes a while to bring the toxins out of the meat. We've only got a little bit of foam on the moment, but it does, once it starts going, it keeps on coming, and it will be spill out onto the floor. So I'll stop it once we've got enough volume in there.
Is it possible to describe what's happening in the machine in the meantime?
Yeah, the ozone.
So air is going in.
So what does the machine do? Does it take air in and
the machine it's an electrical thing within there, and it produces ozone. It's like your Tesla coil, You know Nikola Tesla?
I do know, yes, but I don't know.
Yeah, so it produces ozone, which comes out of this pipe, and then it goes into there. The ozone will penetrate whatever meat you put in there, or vegetables, and it will oxidise toxins, bad things.
Yeah, I completely understand that.
Yeah, because ozone is negatively charged. So anything that's positively charged, which is your bacteria, your viruses, parasites.
But the parasites are anaerobic anyway, so any oxygen will kill them.
Well, ordinary oxygen won't kill them. Not particularly. It's the active oxygen which kills them. You need active oxygen. Active oxygen is your single atoms of oxygen.
Okay.
This is just bubbling along, but you can see at the moment here, the globule of it there. In the bacon, for example.
Do it electrically, you can do it because that's lightning does it, lightning
You
creates
can put bacon again.
so the electric reaction into the
Would you like to eat that? This is the tiny amount of bacon, and this is some of the toxins that's collected in it.
Can you hold it still in front of the light for us?
But if the worst is pork. Pork is just unbelievable what comes off the pork. I got some organic pork, and it was like a washing machine that was spilling over the foam.
You show the camera?
Lawrence, can you show? Could you put it in front of the light there, so we can zoom in on it, maybe?
That's we'll just let that go
Oh wow, yeah.
longer anyway.
Oh yeah, we can see that. Yeah.
You know, but if you put this under a hot tap, it turns it. It's like a rubber. You know, you can roll it into a ball.
Wow.
And it's like
What do you use that then? Is it like fat molecules or something like this?
it's toxins.
That's
You
really
need.
put me off me.
I choose not to eat it. So
That's what lines the stomach line is in.
you know, anything that's in my food that I don't want in my body, I'm going to take it out beforehand. So it's as clean as I can get it.
Do you do it to fish as well?
Fish, yeah, fish, meat, vegetables. I don't bother with rice and stuff like that. You know, because it's hard and it's not going to penetrate it. But anything that it can penetrate. And the other thing you can do with these ozone machines, and this is a money saving idea, is that if you buy a cabbage and you leave it in the fridge for a week, you've got a sorry mess at the bottom of your fridge, haven't you? So you take your ozone pipe, get the plastic bag and you shove the ozone pipe in for 5 minutes and just pump it full of oxygen. And a week later that cabbage will be as fresh as the day that you put it in the fridge. I've done this and tested it. You can actually even buy ozone machines for fridges. There we go, there's one. Is the battery still working? Yeah, you can smell them. You can smell the ozone on that. You put that in the fridge and it keeps all your vegetables fresh. You smell?
Okay.
Smell that? Smell it?
Does it smell like your food smell?
No, it's make you smell.
Yeah.
Smell that?
Yeah.
Smell? Yeah. Anybody ever smell that?
Smells to me like electrical sort of burn. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of
Static.
Yeah, static. Exactly. That's it. It's a static sort of smell.
Yeah.
There we go, it's really good.
Smells
That
like
just,
when you
that
get
just
too
runs
close
on a
to
couple of
the TV.
batteries and, you know, go for months.
It's like when it has
You just
rain for
stick it
ages.
in the top of
Yeah,
the
you
fridge,
get that
because
smell.
the ozone
You
is
get that
heavier than
funky
normal
smell.
there, and it will drop down, and it'll keep your vegetables fresh. You know, so you're not going to get any food poisoning from your meat and stuff like that.
nature's fresh? Is that
nature's
clean?
It's like when, if there's been a thunderstorm,
It's going to go
Just
over
say-
into the
Yeah.
if there's been a thunderstorm and the air's clean, you go out and you get that fresh smell.
Yeah.
It's the electrical charges that separate the oxygen atoms, the O2 into O1s that you can smell. And that's why if you were brewing beer outside, yeah, it would kill all the yeast. The ozone kills the yeast. I'll turn this off now. It would get a lot worse. But you can see from the photo on that this is the stuff that's in your bacon. Yeah? And if you do meat, the ozone tenderises the meat. The meat tastes, there we go, see that? It tastes better, it tenderises it. It's obviously, this is, because if you eat that bacon, that is going to be stored in your body fat. It's going to go from the pig's body fat into your body fat, because your body can't deal with this. Right, where was it? So, on ozone. Okay, the other important thing to bear in mind is that is water. If you want to stay healthy, you need to drink clean water. Does anybody drink water out of the tap? Put your hand up if you take water out of the tap. Make cups of tea with it out of the tap. Does anybody not take any water out of the tap? Would you have reverse osmosis?
No, unfortunately, just water filter, just water.
Well, if you've got a basic, like a Brita filter, carbon filter, all that's going to take out is the chlorine. So I could do the test on your Brita water, and I would show you that it was still full of shite. So I've got some reverse osmosis water here from my own water filter, and I've got some fluoridated water, which is what I would otherwise drink. So I'm going to just show you a little test now, so you can see what the water that you're drinking here is every bit as bad